Early the next morning.
Morning everybody, it's Alex. It is Tuesday today. We've got a Peugeot coming in first thing, 208, which is a special edition. It's red and black, half and half, vinyl and paint. It's a bit random, but the guy loves it. We did a stereo install on it a little while ago, an amp and a sub, which we transferred from an old car. Everything was fine. Did front speakers and a RCA converter, high level to low level converter, and put a sub in the back. He changed the sub and amp because he wanted better, louder bass, but it still quite wasn't there. So he'd been online and was asking on a forum all the internet professionals.
What the heck?
Don't get me wrong, there is some information on the forums which is useful, but most of it's not. Most of it's internet professionals that would like to think they know what they're on about. But anyway, so he got some advice online, and he was told that the reason why he was missing bass on his stereo, because it still wasn't that loud, was down to the fact that the front channel, the mid-range, was amplified and the rest of the system wasn't, and that's why the bass was missing, because we'd come off an amplified source, or I'd fitted to an amplified source. So I explained politely that it's not the case if there's an amp in the car. It's highly unlikely that a Peugeot 208 has an amplifier anyway, because it was a quad lock output. Now yes, you can get speaker feeds into an amplifier and then speaker feeds out the amplifier. Obviously factory systems don't run RCAs, but I said it was highly unlikely. I've never seen one in a Peugeot, not that spec anyway. But he showed me a wiring diagram that somebody had posted online. Said, look, this is what the internet is saying. So we're going to plumb the car onto the dmrta. We're going to do some checks on what signal is actually coming out of that head unit on those channels. I'm pretty confident it's going to be full range, so we'll play some pink noise through it, and do a check, see what signal is coming out. The beautiful fact of the dmrta is that you can plug into a factory radio, and it will tell you what sound it's picking up out of that factory radio. It doesn't matter whether it's got an EQ curve on it, it's equalized already from factory, or whether there's crossovers or anything like that. The dmrta will, you plug in your speaker feed basically into the stereo, and it will tell you what it is listening to effectively on a visual capacity, so you see it on the screen. So we're going to hook that up so I can prove to him that I do know what I'm talking about, and the people online don't know what they're talking about. And in that fact, then I think we will end up doing, because there are other ways of doing it. The speaker to RCA converter is the cheapest. It's not the best. You do have to worry about voltage inputs, because they are limited. Obviously, if you're converting from an amplified system, you can get so much DC current coming through that it can melt stuff. The voltage can be too high. But it's a cheaper option, which most people go for. So I'm going to put it to him that we put an LC2i on there from audio control, with a bass knob, so he'll have adjustment on it with the bass knob, and it'll also take away the bass roll off, which I actually think is the problem. I don't think it's anything to do with the sound that's coming out the car. I think it's programmed, as most factory units are, that once you start turning up the level, the bass disappears, because it's governed that way to protect its standard stereo from you trying to know, spanker little set of 13cm coaxials that are going to fire across the door, and you know, you're going to have non-stop warranty claims. And I think that's the issue, is that as soon as it's turned up, the bass disappears. So the LC2i has its kind of bass enhancement. It'll combat the bass roll off and it will add it back in. So we're going to do that once I've proved to him on the dmrta that his front channel is not amplified. It has a full range signal, it's just the fact that the head unit is shite. But we will touch base in a bit when I've got the car in and we've done our little preliminary checks. But I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye. Right, so the volume's at 10. Right, turn it up to 15. Go to 20. $25. Dear me. Bit louder. That's full, is it? So here's a classic example of the standard manufacturer getting this bass roll off. So you got sub bass here, mid-range is tailored straight off, and then we've got obviously peaks and troughs of the treble. So this is pink noise playing through this man's Peugeot because he's getting weird sub frequencies, but we have bass, we have signal, but it's just very tapered off. So we're going to stick in an LC2i from audio control and correct this bass roll off here so he's got some output. Cool. Switch it all off. It's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yes, it's shocking, mate, it really is.
So it's exactly why I bought this RTA, for things like that.
It's really bad. Right, to be fair, it is disappointing, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're vlogging. What's wrong, Ron? Do you not like cameras?
A little bit camera shy.
Whoa. It's only the internet.
Exactly. That's what worries me.
Ah, you're good. Pairing. Just having a squeeze, aren't you, of my V8? Have that one back. Where did that come from? Is that just the one?
It's not here, is it?
Just the one. About 85. Yeah, it's warm now. filled this about halfway, but obviously as I let it down, all the water settled back up. I got it. Yeah, 75 degrees, halfway house. Might need to get your fucking TIG on. Or PTFE tape. My eyes are fucking stinging.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Problem is, I'm kind of getting immune to it because of where I am on the corner.
What with the Mexicans?
It's not, it's diesel, literally. They park it to the rear end, it's facing my area. And just, whatever it is they need to rev.
Oh, they do smoke
just do it
tests
there, yeah.
at your welding bench.
Basically, yeah. My area just fills with smoke. I reckon a bit PTSD on that would be pretty good.
I'll run it up, see if the fans cut in. If they do, we'll let it cool, bleed, PTFE that. Then we need to figure out the gear. Come on, fan.
Be a little while, yeah.
Yeah, it will be. It's running nice and smooth.
Oh, look, yeah.
Got a drink.
Yeah, it's
Cold.
good.
Hot. Got some nice
A little longer than a few minutes later.
boiling a kettle or running an engine. Turd. What's got some Darjeeling gentlemen?
I'll show you in a minute. So I followed everything Lotus says. Obviously I've taken it apart and built it. So I followed everything Lotus says as to how that's supposed to be positioned with relation to the rod and the gear stick in there.
Okay.
So on the 4-cylinder, it's supposed to be like at a slight angle. On the V8, it's supposed to be resting between 3rd and 4th gear, completely parallel with the rod.
Yeah.
But you can't select gears properly with it. It feels really notchy. Not like night time. Not like Aussie man rules.
Notchy. Oh, Garcia.
So that had the miss. So it's probably turbo's full of fuel. If I give it a rev, we might have like a sheesh valve going on. Yeah. Melt the fucking truck. We've sorted a lot of issues. I mean, that throttle being stuck open for a start wasn't a good idea. The idle control valve was stuck, not broken.
Sticky lickies on your whip.
Now it's hot. So now I'm at lap 90. Really? Do you know what the head gaskets are like on this, Robbie? An aluminium engine.
Yeah. Very rich on that side. They got the injector on each side. It's top.
Yeah, injector here, injector there, and then 4 others. So you got primaries and secondaries. Well, so this is my question, right? When we first tried starting it, that injector seemed to be passing fuel all the time, and it filled up that pipe with petrol. That's why I had it off.
It's very rich on this side.
Yeah. But I have got a lambda down over there as well.
What do you mean by down? Is it not working?
A fault code comes up for the post cat lambda, that side.
Post-cat shouldn't matter. Pre-cat, that's the one in theory that controls the mixture.
I don't have any cats. Come on, fans. We're in the red.
Montage.
Probably 85, 87. Nearly 90. You know when they kick in because the air that this thing pushes underneath the car? Yeah, it's mental. Yeah, it will, yeah, you've got to tie it down, it'll float. kept going green. Not good.
Will not be the reset pump, pushing water on it.
Yeah.
Just the pump down here, is it?
Yeah. Well, we gave up for today. Back at it tomorrow. I've redone the wiring on the plenum, so we've got the idle control valve now operating correctly, and the car is now running and purring like a little kitten. It's not revving out anymore. Still think I've got a fueling issue with that rear left extra injector, so we're gonna have to look at that again, I think. But we seem to be missing, the fans aren't cutting in. We've checked the cabling around the fan sender, but there seems to be like a 12-volt signal missing. So I'm gonna have to jump on the forum tonight and rub heads with the gurus in my friend's arsenal, shall we say. But I need to have a chat with them and figure something out, because something's not quite right, and then hopefully everything will be back to normal. So fueling issue, 12-volt feed missing somewhere, or a wire short, or a brake. But idle sorted, plenum sorted. One step forward. So wait and see what the other one does. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. It's a lovely sunny day, 14 degrees, temperature's on the way back up. But I'm gonna go home. I've got so much petrol in my eyes. My eyes are stinging. So I'm gonna go home and grab some food. Chop up this video for you for a little bit of entertainment. Thanks for watching. See you soon.